rise and say my prayer. Little piece of bread to my mouth, little tea to wash it down. It's my daily tribulation, even though I'm a working man. I work so hard to make ends meet, oh yeah, with one suit and one shoe to my feet. Days are getting so hard, yeah, but I got to keep on pushing on this 9 to 5, working to stay alive. On my 9 to 5, working till sun goes down. As the sun sets in the west, I pack my things and head on home, thinking about tomorrow's journey as I try these streets alone. It's my daily tribulation, oh yeah, searching for liberation, yeah. Got to step out of Babylon, take a step to Mount Zion. Days are getting so hard, yeah, but I got to keep on pushing on this 9 to 5, working to stay alive. Oh, on this 9 to 5, yeah, working till sun goes down, sun goes down. Oh, days are getting so hard, yeah, but I got to keep on pushing on this 9 to 5, working to stay alive. Oh, on this 9 to 5, working till sun goes down, sun goes down, sun goes. On this 9 to 5, yeah, working to stay alive. Oh, on this 9 to 5, yeah, working till sun goes down. Oh Lord, got to keep working, got to keep working.
I'm Al McFarlane. Welcome to Conversations with Al McFarlane. Glad to be here and glad to have you here as well. Welcome to a Wednesday edition. Hold on. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Nakisha.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, good to see you guys. We've been focusing every Wednesday on the Black Women's Wealth Alliance and their B Marketplace. And this program, this Wednesday, we continue that conversation, celebrating, elevating the genius of Black women, the importance of the work that you do as entrepreneurs. So we want to thank you, first of all. And Brittany, let me start with you. Always good to give people the background. Why the B Marketplace, and why and what is the value proposition of the Black Women's Wealth Alliance?
Yes, well, hey everybody, I'm Brittany. I'm the campaign manager for the B Marketplace, and the B Marketplace was really started back in 2020 as an idea to help entrepreneurs who were struggling with the um, pandemic and things that were going on at that time get some type of platform to be able to showcase their businesses. During that time, there were a bunch of businesses that were popping up, a bunch of startups. A lot of people were realizing that entrepreneurship might be for them just because the workforce and everything was stressful. So we've seen a lot of different businesses starting to pop up. So Kim McKnight, beautiful and bright-minded African American woman in the Minneapolis area, came up with this idea for this marketplace to showcase these businesses. So that's where it came from. We discussed providing marketing support to their businesses because there was a lack of that for some of them. Provided them grant supports and things like that, so they're able to fund their own businesses and things like that. And if I might have missed the second part you asked, Al, can you ask it again?
Well, what's the value proposition? You're actually talking about it right now, but how important? Why is this work so important?
Oh, it's really important because as we all know, there's a really a big gap between Black businesses and white businesses, Black businesses and any business, period. So it's so important so that Black women can get the platform and the proper knowledge and tools to be able to be successful, just like any other business. So that's exactly why it's very important. And we want to grow our Black businesses. We want to make sure our women are very equipped going forward and to be successful. So that's the reason.
Great answer. We're pleased to be a partner with you. I tell people that Kenya McKnight is a cousin of mine. We didn't know we were cousins till we discovered it through DNA. But that's the beauty of genealogy and discovering our family connections. And it means more than just being cousins. It really means something about us connecting as the African American or the African family, Africans in the New World. And I think that we're at a point in a place where we are rediscovering who we are and rediscovering our gifts and our capacity to bring clarity, to bring enlightenment, to bring healing, to bring service to each other, and to do that in a way that is entrepreneurial, that's business-like. And so I think the language that's emerging out of what you all are doing in the B Marketplace and what the Black Women's Wealth Alliance is doing is a language which creates a vocabulary that allows us to describe ourselves differently to ourselves and to the world. And we walk now forward in the world confident that we are co-creators of the future. And the evidence of co-creation is the work we do in creating businesses that serve each other and that do that in a way that's profitable, that's ethical, and that brings value, that brings meaning to what it means to be a human being. And that's important because our society, our culture has worked against us. And when we as a community have tried in the past to operate through cooperative economics and build communities like Black Wall Street, like Rosewood and other places, we've been met with this massive anger and resistance. But guess what? We rise, right? We know that about ourselves. And I think that the modern time, the technology of today allows us to communicate instantly with each other, not only in a town, but around the country and around the world. And that capacity to talk to each other provides a certain protection, a certain healing, a certain confidence. And that's kind of why we're here today. So I could preach all day. I'm going to stop right there because what this is about is Jessica and Nakisha. And I'm going to ask you both to introduce yourselves and your business. And I want to say, this is about you selling some product today, selling services today. So be unashamed in marketing on this platform. I want you to make sure that people leave this conversation knowing what they can buy from you. I'm going to go to Jessica first. Jessica, good afternoon. Good to meet you. What's your T-shirt say? What are you rocking there? There we go. I love it. I love it. Okay, wonderful.
It's actually by Shaniqua Edwards. She has a company called Miss Neek Marketing. And so this is her brand. And so anytime I have an opportunity to share someone else's brand, I'm going to do that.
That's how we do it. I'm wearing something called Narrative. If you can see that,
Okay.
Narrative
Learn,
is
create, and grow.
huh?
It says learn, create, and what was the last
And
part?
grow, learn,
And grow.
create, and grow.
Okay.
And it's just, but I'm doing the same thing. It's a Black organization that's creating a new national information network, knowledge network, and it's Narrative with a K, just like knowledge is with a K.
Okay.
But Jessica, talk about you.
Okay. So I'm Jessica Winnie. I am a mother of six. I'm a poet, and I'm also a sixth grade teacher out in Hopkins. In May of 2020, we decided to do a Mother's Day box featuring Black-owned businesses. I'm an author as well, so it was a way for me to promote my book as well as some other businesses in Minnesota. So Devonna Pittman, Nature Syrup was in our first box. Kobe Cole, which is a candle company, Tasha Harris, they run our box. So our main goal, our platform is to serve other Black businesses. And we create a monthly box that features about 5 to 7 products. And our hope is that the consumer tries the products, enjoys them. We advise or suggest our guests to go leave a review. We push that with those businesses. And then we also promote, in a sense, to go help sustain those businesses by repurchasing the products directly with those business owners.
Name of the business.
The name of the business is Minnesota Black Box, and we've gotten some yays and nays about the name since we started in over the last year and a half. And the Minnesota, we don't just promote Minnesota businesses. So we have over 150 businesses in our collective at the moment. Probably, I would say 20 are out of state.
Great.
So we feature a variety of items. So household items, everyday things like coffee, honey, hot sauce, barbecue sauce, things that we use in our households, and how do we shift our spending so that get away from the brands or the labels that we are used to and start building up these businesses that we don't know about. So we are a platform for those businesses.
Great. You have a website, right?
We do. It's our social media is Minnesota Black Box. Our website is www.minnesotablackbox.com. The Minnesota will always stay there because I was born and raised here.
That's where we are, right?
That's where we are. And for us, the name Black is significant besides just the ethnicity or whatever of our business owners, but as a culture, as history, as language, all of that encompassed into one. So. And in the forefront, yes, we are devoted to Black-owned businesses.
Awesome. Well, before we're done, why don't you pull up your website and do a screen share, and you can walk us through your website, right? So people can see what you got, and you can tell us things. Here it is, right?
There you go.
Is that
so
you?
So we feature a monthly baker each month. So Nalea Mayfield, she has a company called Two Caked Up. And so we do raffle tickets. So they're $5. And then whatever she decides to create for the month, we raffle it off at the end of the month. You can see on the right, Seasonings Greetings. That's our seasoning box. So yes, we all might have Lowry's in our cabinet, but do you know about Love It Seasoning? Do you know about Neighborhood Smoke? This month, our box is called New Beginnings, and it features a company out of South Carolina called Sprinkle It Seasoning. And so it's been exciting. Just finding out businesses. We're featuring next month Akron Honey out of Ohio. And so it's like, why aren't we have to be intentional with our money. We have to take the extra time, the extra dollar, because sometimes it is going to cost more. But for me, knowing that I'm recycling my hard-earned money into the hands, the shades of mine, that is valuable to me. It's something I instill in my children, the people around me. My brain sometimes feels like a Rolodex, because people will email me and say, hey, do you know of an event planner? And I'll say, yep, Glam Life Events, or contractors, plumbers. So we don't just service, we provide products, but also services as well.
It's amazing. It's like Angie's List almost, right?
It is, in a sense, yes.
But for our people,
yes,
specialized. Yeah, I love that. What does your gift box a subscription cost. You call it a subscription? Is that what you call
It
it?
is a subscription, which is not true. We need to change that. So we curate the monthly box. We make 24 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they sell out, then we do our shipping and delivering. We always, in our monthly boxes, there's always something edible. So we're always featuring a new Minnesota Black baker or a treat maker.
Mm-hmm.
And we also always feature art in our boxes because I feel like it is left out sometimes. And so featuring Black artists, and that could be anywhere from, paint or CDs. It's kind of like what they want to contribute.
Sure.
Box. We also do a box called 1831 Love of Literacy, which features local Black authors. So the one we have now features Coach Larry McKenzie's book. Kiana Cook, she runs a yoga and sewing program downtown on Saturdays and Sundays for youth. And so we feature her book. There it is there. So Alicia Price's book, It's Not Complicated, is about co-parenting. So this box moves a little slower, to be honest. We curated this box in July. We did 24 of them. The good thing is books don't go stale, or they're always there. And so when this one ends up selling out, we will go find, we'll do a fourth edition. And literacy was called 1831. That's the year of the Nat Turner Rebellion. So after that, there was a shift of our accessibility to literature and reading and writing and all of that. And so everything we do is intentional, down to the names of our boxes. We don't really have like themes. So it is random products in a sense, except we do a candle box from time to time, or we do, like I said, the What's in Your Kitchen box. And so we are excited to keep growing.
Does the price change? What's the price? What's the box cost?
Probably our minimum box is $45. The maximum box we ever did is $75. You can see on there, we do have the subscription. It moves slow, to be honest. But it works out fine because we're going to keep moving regardless of what's going on around us. And we're going to continue to promote.
So if a person wants to buy a box, you have to wait till all the 25 are sold before you get your box, or you do them one by one?
So for the monthly box, yes, you do have to wait until it sells out. Sometimes it doesn't. If it's going slow, we just move them because we have to get ready for the next month. There have been months where we haven't created a box because we still had the old boxes in a sense.
Sure.
But all of our specialty boxes go out right away. So our seasoning box is available now. Our book box is available. February we'll have a candle box, which is always a popular box because you can keep one candle for yourself and gift the rest, or keep them all for yourself. So it gives that flexibility as well.
Well, I want to buy some of everything you got. How do I do that?
You just log on.
Okay.
Just log on. Go to the website. We usually do deliveries on the weekends. A lot of people. So our shipping or delivery is $15 flat fee because we do hire out drivers. And so that does create employment as well within the community. Some of my former students sometimes come over and help box up boxes. So it also, we're not only is it this business, but it's also this safe space for Black entrepreneurs to connect with each other, to, bounce off ideas. And so the growth outside of the business growth has just been nice to see because we're building new relationships with people that we don't know about, but we do have something in common. And that's that we are all, striving business owners.
Say your website again and company name again, just so that people can hear it on this program.
It's, Minnesota Black Box. We're on social media. It's just at Minnesota Black Box. And then the website is www.minnesotablackbox.com. And like I said earlier, we're always looking for new products and companies to feature.
I got some people to send to you who would be a perfect fit, and what they're doing would really go well, will be served well by you, I think. So I've got some people I want to refer to you. This is really great. I'm glad to see what you're doing and how this works. I think we've interviewed before, I believe.
Yes, last year. So this is our second year with the Bee Marketplace, and it has been a learning experience. It has been beneficial for not only the grants that have been given. Majority of our grant money we do recycle, so it gives us the ability to go and support other Black businesses. Last year we were able to buy a printer, so that was very helpful as well, and some miscellaneous supplies. Gathering together and just meeting new people, and honestly a lot of the I would say probably half last year of the people that were in B Marketplace we already knew of or worked with.
Sure.
And so it just gave us another space to connect with each other.
I have to figure out a way to have a business relationship with you, your company, and Insight News, and I'm not sure what that is, but I know one thing: this will be a story in the paper in the next week or 2 weeks after this show runs today. We've been doing feature stories every week on the women that we are connecting with here on the B Marketplace, and so we're glad to do that. But I'll have you think aloud with me at some point in time, brainstorm with me on how can the paper serve you, and I'll be saying how can your company serve the newspaper, the business. What can we do on a collab basis that both demonstrates and achieves the articulated aims of your business? So that's kind of what I want to do. But I know step one is sell. Yesterday I had on Charles Caldwell and some other artists. Charles Caldwell, I think.
I do. We have
celebrated artist here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, he was raised understanding show and tell, but he had to come into awareness of the concept of show and sell. And I love that. So this is about showing and selling. And we have to be, fierce and bold and positive in bringing our products and our story to the market in ways that capture people's attention, engage them, and invite them to spend money because what we're bringing to them is of value to them, helps them be their best self. So I'm going to come back to you in a few minutes and talk more once again about your personal story. I'd love to talk to my guests and ask them who poured all these energies and ideas into them. So think about, your parents and your ancestors and who you are to them or because of them, and who you are becoming for the 6 children that you have, and all of the young people that you touch in school as an educator and as a mentor. So think about that, and we'll come back and talk more about that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go over to Nakisha. Nakisha, good afternoon. Why don't you bring this screen down? Yeah, bring the screen down. And then if you got Nakisha's screen, bring her up if you have a website. Before you do, good afternoon. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Talk about yourself and your company. Introduce yourself.
Good to see you too. Good to see you, ladies. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Nakisha Caldwell. And my business is called Coco Nache. And there's just so many things I want to share with you guys today. I don't even know where to begin. My dad is Charles Caldwell, so it's so exciting to talk about him. Yes, that's my dad, and he is the greatest. And when you talk about how did you get, who poured into you, my dad is definitely a big influence in my life and in my artistic journey. And my mother too. I grew up in a family full of entrepreneurs. I have a lot of family in Minnesota doing things that have been in the black, the Minnesota Black Box. And I've just had a lot of people influence me on this journey of entrepreneurship. My business, Coco Nache, I started out designing shoes. It was the first year of the pandemic started, and I have a couple different degrees, and I just tried to say at that point, once I lost my job, that I am going to work for myself. And like the song spoke about, I don't want to be working to stay alive. I want to actually live my life and do what I want to do and do what I enjoy doing. And so that's how I ended up starting Coco Niche and designing shoes. And from there, I ended up incorporating my art with the shoe designing. My art didn't start until I was 35 years old, pregnant with my son. And I did a children's book. And I just started drawing these pictures. And to the onlooker, it might have seemed like my drawing came out of nowhere, but it really is in my DNA. My dad, Charles Caldwell, my brother, Kenneth Caldwell, they're well-known artists. And, you know, it took for me to be an adult to actually hone into that skill. And so I definitely knew that I had to incorporate that into what I was doing with shoes. And it's just been, like I said, an exciting journey. And I'll just kind of turn here. Well, in the background, you can see some of my artwork that I also have available on my website for sale. And I'll show you a few pairs of my shoes here.
Sure. Yeah.
I have a collection of wedges because I'm a single mother of 3. And Jessica, wow, when you said 6, like, okay, girl, Jessica's doing 6. Jessica's a bad woman out here. She's killing it. I got a box from her, and oh my God, I was in love with it, and so were my kids. But yeah, I had to come down to the wedges for certain activities. You know, moving around with kids, you gotta have some type of compromise, and I love wearing heels. So I said, okay, we're gonna go with this wedge design. This is one of my favorite pairs. It's called Blackish. It was kind of a ode to Juneteenth when I made these. And I know Jessica, she was one of the first
wow.
to buy my shoes when I first
love
put
them.
So, you know, I really love her. I don't even think she knows how much I love her. The support was just amazing. And then I call this one Billie Holiday. So I was watching, it was around the time that the Billie Holiday movie came out. And these are called Birthday Girl because it was around my birthday time when I made these. And I was like, I need to be, you know, blinging on my birthday. So I made these. These are the second pair that I ever did. They're called Keisha, just because, you know, that's me. So I said, gotta have one called Keisha. And then in this style here, I moved more towards some heels because, you know, I want to find my way back to some heels one day. And I want them to be comfortable. So
I'm just curious, how do you make shoes? I mean, do you buy a plain shoe and decorate it? Or do you actually build a shoe, or is it a combination? How does that happen?
So I really love to share the whole story about how I got into shoes, and
I've got time. Yeah.
Oh, you got time?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So a couple of different times in my life, I had explored making shoes because I'm just a shoe lover. I love shoes, and this final time that I actually decided to go ahead and make the leap, I found a shoe design company called Alive Shoes. And I went through the application process and applied with them. And they have a bunch of shoes that you can design, like a bunch of, you know, the base is already there. And so with going through this platform, there's different levels of achievement that you can reach as a designer. And once you cross certain thresholds and you get to have different things, different types of help, like you could have campaigns that help you to sell your shoes, or there's just different things that you can do. And so I designed the shoes. I got my designer certificate, and then after I designed my first few pair of shoes, they got some awards. And after I got those, then I kept going, and I reached pretty much all the platforms that you could reach to get some recognition with the shoes. And I really lost my train of thought. My baby's
Well,
in the back.
let me help you here. So here's what I'm noticing. You be glossing over big stuff, right? Because you said,
Yes.
"Oh, I got a couple of degrees." I said, "Whoa!" So I said, "Let me make a note. What degrees do you have? What degrees did you get?" And then you said a minute ago, you said, "Oh, I got a couple of awards." And I think that's a big deal. So I want you to tell me what awards you got. And because what you're doing is phenomenal. And I think you kind of you think it's just like walking down the street and riding a bicycle and chewing bubble gum, but to somebody outside of you, we're saying, "Whoa, look at this! I'm amazed." So I'm asking you to slow down and give me some details, and really, just obviously, I see the joy that you have in your product and in your path, and I want to just explore that with you and have you share that as well. So, yeah, that's my way of complimenting you on everything you said and everything you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I did take it as a compliment, because I do kind of look over things, because I see so much that I need to accomplish still. That I do sometimes forget to kind of live in the moment and really be grateful for these achievements. But my first degree is in real estate studies from the University of St. Thomas. And my second degree is in construction project management from Dunwoody. And I used those degrees for a while. And like I said, I decided I wanted to start living for myself. So here I am on a whole different path. I still have some, business skills that I'm implementing in what I'm doing now. And some project management skills for sure. And this path is a lot more interesting for me. The award that I got, once you design your shoes, they kind of go through a process where, different people look at them. And this group of people decided that they would give me an award for a highly original and unique design. So I received that award 3 times. And it was really exciting for me and boosted my confidence and kind of influenced me to keep going with the process, because I was really nervous to start. And yeah.
Well, congratulations. Let me ask you, when you bring a design to market, is there a limited edition? Do they manufacture X number of shoes, or do you control that, or how does that work?
So when I bring the design to market, I usually you have to sell a certain amount of pairs for them to even put them in production. And usually I just buy my prototypes off top so that I don't have to wait for them to sell 7 pairs of each shoe. And I kind of like to operate that way, just because I don't want to have to go through the process of watching and hoping and wishing for somebody to buy the 7 pair, because, as a new shoe brand, it's really hard to break into the shoe market just because there's names that we're familiar with. I got my kid asking me for Jordans, but so it's hard to break into the shoe market. So you just want to get them out there. And that's what I chose to do when bringing them out. But the shoes, they're actually made in Italy, in Shoe Valley, where a lot of your favorite designers are made. So, I'm going to take this time to encourage you to, instead of going to support Gucci and Louis Vuitton and those other shoe brands that you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars with, to support Black business, to support a woman entrepreneur. It's just like, some people didn't believe that a Black man could be president. But then when Obama was president, people could actually see that was possible, and it was something that they could aspire to. And, as a young Black mother, I am, trying to promote that for us. That's success for us. Like, this is something that we can do, and support means everything.
Just a question coming up. It's not related, but it is related. There's a picture, I think it's either by Charles or by your brother, of a young kid with some paintbrushes in his hand. Is that your son or your nephew?
That's my nephew, Gavin.
That's your nephew?
Yeah, that picture is done by my brother.
By your brother. That is so powerful, because you can see, I mean, the image that I get from you, I see it in my mind right now, and I don't see the whole picture. I just see the kid with these brushes in his hand, and his face. The face is one of determination, of clarity, of conviction, and of confidence. And so you see a child artist embracing his gift and reflecting his gift at an early age. And so I just want to throw it out there. But your family does stuff like that. Phenomenal.
Yeah, my kids, my two kids, they both have a pair of shoes that they designed themselves, and they're super excited about it. They'll come in and they'll be like, yes, my shoes. You know, they're super proud behind doing something that they watched their mom do, and painting. They all paint. All of our kids paint. And that is just, putting that into the kids is definitely something that we believe strongly in.
Great.
Keisha, I have a question. What inspires the boxes that the shoes come in?
So the boxes that the shoes come in are I want the whole shoe and the whole image behind the brand to represent me and my family and just who I am as a person, you know, because they say you're not just buying a product, you're buying, you know, some of that person and who they are and who they represent. So that box that you were holding right there, my brother did, and he designed his own pair of shoes, and he wanted to use his artwork. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to use that too. And you know, the Juneteenth box, that just kind of embodies just Blackness, period. And that's a very influential group in music and hip hop. So to me, it made me think of that song, that group. It made me think of Dead Prez, that song, hip hop. It just made me think of all that. So that's kind of what goes into the boxes that I picked. Besides, you know, all the boxes having my artwork on it, it's different pieces of my artwork. And, you know, I kind of just go, yeah, this goes with that box.
So do you do men's shoes as well?
I do have my dad I designed a pair of shoes for I designed a pair of shoes for my dad. My brother designed his. I designed a pair of shoes for you know, good old Sunny Day. I know everybody knows Sunny from the radio. Sure. Because he was one of my first customers too. And so I have a few pair of men's shoes. They're just not on my website, but I do have them available. And I also, if anybody was interested in having some custom shoes, then they could see me for that too. So
well, I want to see you for that. I'm fascinated. You know, I had threatened years ago, never did it, but I tell myself that one of these days I'm going to be able to afford to go to Italy to buy some shoes, because I knew that Italy is where they make the great shoes, right? And so it was an aspiration, you know, a hope. And but now here, Nikisha has the connection with Italy, right? So what would it cost me to get a custom made shoe?
So they start from as low as $250 or $230. Just kind of depends on what type of materials and things that you want to use, but as low as $200, I would say around $220.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm interested. So you got a customer.
Yes.
So let's do that, you know, because I've been just wearing tennis shoes for the past several years. I used to dress up all the time, but my family has told me to, you know, chill out, cool out, and don't be buttoned down. So I'm wearing sweatshirts, hoodies now, right? But I still like my shoes too, and dress shoes. So we're gonna do something. So let's. Your website was up, I think. Brittany, did you have your website up?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, can you guys see the website at all?
I did see it. Yeah, it was up. Yeah,
Okay, can you see
yeah.
it
Bring it
now?
up again. Bring it up.
Okay.
Not now. So walk us through your website, Nakisha.
Okay, so this is one of the pair of shoes I was talking about that I custom designed for someone. Sonny wanted some high top, something that was, nice that he could wear often. And so I came up with these shoes. They're called Sunny Day. And behind that is an image that I drew or painted. It was sometime during the beginning of the pandemic, and I like to call my art vision board art. It's kind of things that I would like to see for myself or in my community. And so this piece was actually called His Piece. And, it's just something that I aspire to, and something that I've seen growing up with my mom and my dad, who have been together forever. And, it's just so beautiful to see Black love. So that's where that piece comes from.
Okay.
And if you scroll down some, you can see a lot about the shoe and how the shoes are made. You can get different views. You can see different views of the shoes. Scroll down more.
Okay. Am I going too fast, or is this?
Nope, you can go a little faster. Here's where it talks about the manufacturing of the shoe. And again, it shows you the Italian artisans and the process that they go through to put the shoe together. And below that, this is some of the shoes. I switch the permanent collection up quite often just because I have 30, at least 30 different shoes and styles. So I just have a feature page and I switch it up from time to time, or as often as I get a chance to, really, because there's, you have to go on the website and purchase them. And the ones that you see on the site are the ones that are available at the time. But obviously, sometimes people want to purchase ones that I don't have featured on the site. So I also have another site that is just coconachet.com. And that is where I will be adding items from my boutique at the Mall of America. I guess I forgot to mention that. I have a boutique at the Mall of America right now in the community commons. And I have my shoes that you can actually go see and touch there. But you can order them on the website where there's free shipping, free returns. And every time you order a pair of shoes, it takes 7 to 14 days to get to you because they're actually made when you order them. So these shoes are not going to be stale. They're not going to be sitting around. They're going to be hot off the presses for your feet. Also on the coconachet.com, I have my artwork available for sale. And
can you bring it up, Brittany?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see.
And we're working. Website?
Yep, that's the website. You go to the catalog there, you can see some of the artwork that's available for purchase.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I do a lot of Betty Boop because when I was in high school, people used to call me Betty Boop. And one thing that I love about Betty Boop, besides that she's just this sassy woman, she actually is based off a Black woman. And it makes so much sense now that I'm an adult, the boop, boop, be doop. That's like some scatting jazz.
Yeah.
And those curls, those are finger waves. Come on, y'all.
You're way ahead of the game.
Yeah, so we're still building out the website, and all of the clothing from the boutique will be added there. And you'll see on this page, I'll add all of the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just added Klarna to my website because I know people say, oh, those shoes are expensive. Are you going to add payments? We're working on the shoes, but to this site, I'm definitely adding the Afterpay option where you can pay after you receive your stuff in payment installments.
Okay. Fascinating. Wonderful. Let me jump back to Jessica. And Jessica, Natisha talked a little bit about her background, her family. I'm like I said, her dad was on my program yesterday. Great interview. Had him with artists from Jamaica, from Boston, from St. Louis, and from here, including Say Two. You guys know Say Two, and you know Loretta Day, I'm sure. She was on yesterday's program, and also who else was? Think about all the artists that were there. But a good program, and talking about this whole creative spirit. So I asked them, but I'll ask you to talk about, your genealogy. What gives you the drive, the passion, the commitment to bring your work into the marketplace, and how are you changing the world?
I would say that I'll start with the last part. Changing the world. I think that we all choose to do that daily, how we interact with each other, how we interact with our family, how we interact with strangers. And my grandparents are definitely my go-tos when I think about service. And as much as we are a business, we didn't start out to be a business in a sense. We have grown into being a business, but we started out to serve and to be a platform and to it's not about us. I always say, like, I'm just the face of Minnesota Black Box, but I know that my day-to-day interactions, everything that I do that surrounds Black Box does not happen without the business owners that contribute. And so we like I said, we consider ourselves a collective. We always, we have a hashtag Minnesota Black Box family because we are that. And I depend on them as much as they depend on me. And so service, definitely just my grandparents, they were missionaries. My grandmother used to run a kind of like a Goodwill over in South Minneapolis, their church. They were Hennepin Methodist members. So they had the church had their own Goodwill called Steeple People. Used to be right on Franklin and Lindale. They moved over maybe like Franklin and Nicollet now. But so we used to be there on the weekends playing. Well, we thought we were playing, but my grandmother was orchestrating everything for the church. And so I think that side of like the retail curating that I do kind of is just in me from that. My grandmother also used to be part of something called World Jubilee, where churches who did missionary work brought in items from my grandparents mainly worked in India and Haiti. And so, but there would be products from everywhere. And so I would just be running around 7, 8 years old, looking at all different type of wares from all over the world. And so somewhere back in here, somewhere, I think I give credit for that. And just being, I teach my children. I teach my children in my class too, the history of Black economics and Black liberation. When it comes to how our communities and our neighborhoods, from an economic standpoint, were destroyed over time. And it's not by chance that we are where we are right now. And so we all have work to do. I encourage everybody that I come across with to drive further and spend more. Even, I'll be honest, when I first looked on the Keisha site, I was like, good Lord. And then I was like, you're going to spend it. You're going to spend it. So why not spend it with you? And so, and then after I received, like, them is top of the line. I mean, I was pleasantly, not that I thought they would be raggedy, because I didn't, but like, I was pleasantly surprised, and like, they're comfortable. Like, I love my shoes, and for women and men too, like, shoes tell a story. And I got the Juneteenth ones because, to create conversations with people, like what is the black about, and the yellow and the red and the green, and they them shoes are statements. Even the birthday ones, I saw Kiana had those, and that was another reason I went and even looked. So word of mouth, when small businesses say, like, word of mouth, like, it matters. It really does matter, in the sense of, like, you trust in people that you network with, you trust what they're doing. And so that was my first, because I think Kiana has the pink ones. I was like, oh, those are cute. We got on the website, and I was like, oh, I see right away when I saw those, I was like, yep, those are the ones for me. So yes, so I'm glad that even there, again, like you said earlier, Gucci, Fendi, they're gonna be great. They don't need another dollar, they'll be great. And so, like, where do we want to see Coco Nache in 20 years?
Right.
And it's not gonna happen unless we put the money in. And I write about, like I said, I have a poetry book too. It's called Everything I Am. I write a lot about money and Black people, a lot, because we don't, I'll be honest, most of our supporters don't look like me, but they have the ideology that they know supporting Black business is important.
Right.
After last Christmas, we had over 370 sales through our website. This Christmas season, we only had 70. And we had a little more publicity last year, but in my heart, I feel like all those guilt dollars is gone. Or let's support a Black business because it's a thing to do.
Right.
And we keep the message often, like, it's not a fad. It is a lifestyle change. It is intentional, not only for us, but everybody around us.
Sure.
So
the people who are not in our community who did support, we want to encourage them to, number one, recognize the decision you made to support was the right decision.
Yes.
And we thank you for making that decision.
Yeah.
And we want to encourage you to follow that
Right.
thinking, follow that spirit, because that is the pathway to reconciliation, to redemption, to reclamation, to restoration, to complete and to build on the reckoning, the realignment of culture, community, society, economics, all of it. But the impulse that they exhibited was a good impulse, and we want to celebrate them and have them be comfortable in expanding and building on that impulse. And then to our own people, we simply are educating ourselves to understand and know that we ultimately are the solution we've been looking for. We are the help we've been looking for. If you're looking for the Calvary to ride up, look in the mirror, because you the Calvary, right?
Right.
And so that's something that we have to do, I think, through talking. Places like this, platforms like this, conversations like this are ones that have us articulate, to speak into existence or into reality, the vision that we really can do great things with each other, for each other, collaborating, and that within us all exists a genius that is simply asking to be acknowledged, and nurtured. And, that's why what you do as a teacher and a parent is so important. And, you see it, I'm sure you see it every day in the discoveries your children and your students make about life and about learning. And Nakisha, I know that you see it every day in your children and in people around you who are influenced by the images that you create and the products that you create and bring to market, and by the things you say. And so I think this is so critical and so important. Nakisha, go back. You mentioned a little bit about your family, but spend some more time talking about your family. I mentioned that I'm a fan of the Caldwells, and you guys, I love so much that, in fact, when I see your dad tomorrow, he's bringing back a frame. I buy framing from him, right? And have bought some paintings from him and plan to buy more, right? And I love being able to buy the paintings from him. I love it. So And I'm hoping that me saying so will encourage other brothers and sisters and people who are just not in our culture, but in the culture, do the same. Look at this creativity. So I love so much coming across the West Broadway Bridge from Northeast into North Minneapolis and seeing that huge mural that welcomes everybody to North Minneapolis. That's just a phenomenal landmark and a massive statement about our culture, about the joy, of our musicianship and of our being together. So, but talk about your family. He talked a little bit about it yesterday, about coming out of the South. I think he said Indiana maybe or something, or Chicago. I can't remember exactly.
Arkansas,
Arkansas. That's what it was.
Arkansas, and Florida.
Yep. Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
mom's side is Florida, and his side is Arkansas. Yeah. So for me, seeing, like I said, I didn't start doing my art until I was 35 years old. And
You look around 23, but go ahead.
Oh, thank you. But for me, for my kids to grow up and see my dad and the impact that he's had in our community, from his picture being on the building on going down Broadway, mm-hmm. to multiple murals that he has done and my brother mm-hmm. has done, the importance of that for me to see my kids grow up and understand, who their grandpa is and yep. how deep this art thing runs through our veins is just the best thing in the world for me, because I see its impact already. I see how proud my kids are. I see that they have a sense of who they are. And for me, a lot of kids don't have that. A lot of that mm-hmm. was taken away from us mm-hmm. as, Black people. We used to have griots where somebody was a dedicated member of the family that would share stories about the family and, where you guys come from, things that you've achieved, and things that inspire greatness. And I feel really blessed to have a father who does that for me and for my children. My mother is the same way. Everybody knows my cousin Wendy Puckett with Soul Rose, Spencer, her son, my cousin Kenya, she has Omi Bows. I have a cousin Vanessa, she has her own hairline and hair pudding, or the stuff that you put on there. I forgot. I don't use too many products anymore. But I just have a huge family of entrepreneurs, and I'm very grateful for them. I'm very grateful for a father figure who has been in my life since before I was born. He told my mom she was pregnant. All of that to me is very, I'm very grateful for it. I appreciate it. And I hope that we continue to be an example, not just me and my family, but all of us out here trying to make a difference, trying to support ourselves. I hope that we continue to grow strong. And, I feel like that spirit is alive right now. And that's going to be like the highlight of 2022, is all of us yep. just growing and flourishing together. And I also have to point out that I do have on Lip Esteem lipstick, one of our B Marketplace sisters.
There we go.
And thank you.
Well, among the many things that you both have said that I love, just the statement you made a second ago about all of your family who are entrepreneurs. And I think if we all think about it, that's true of all of us. We've got families, cousins, uncles, grands, greats, grands, who were doing business at one level or another, even if it was a corner store or shoe sales or auto mechanic, but we've done business, right? And so somehow we need to re-establish in our mind this idea, in our and create a public mind about our identity as entrepreneurial people. Wouldn't it be great if somebody drops onto the planet from, say, Mars or somewhere, and they land and they see, Nikisha and Brittany walking down the street, and one says to the other, "Who are they?" And the other says, "Oh, those are the entrepreneurs. Those are the entrepreneurial people." What if that was our identity around the globe? Well, we can make it so because it's true. We have these relationships and we serve each other and we can serve the markets. And we have to make sure that other people don't discourage us and dissuade us from knowing our gift, our genius, and our capacity to bring value to each other. Too often, the ideas, the genius has been with sleight of hand, with deception, stolen. Cultural appropriation, right? Where our ideas, our music, our dance, our art is looked at, observed, copied, appropriated, and then brought back and sold to us and sold to the world as if they invented Black music. And so we know that tendency to do that exists. We have to resist, and we resist by being ourselves and doing what we do. Well, I want to end with just thanking you, Nikisha, and thanking you, Sister Jessica, for what you do. Brittany, thank you for helping curate this series of programs. I want to end with asking each of you to take another minute to make this plain, specific invitation to our viewers and listeners to support your business and to spend some money with you and with each other. Jessica, let me start with you.
So when you support Minnesota Black Box, you not only support us, you also support approximately 5 to 8 business owners. We want you to try the products, enjoy them, leave those companies reviews, and then go back monthly, quarterly, and repurchase products, utilize the services that are in their community. Our website, again, is www.minnesotablackbox.com, and our social media is Minnesota Black Box. And thank you for having me. And thank you, Brittany. And good to see you too, Keisha. In life, kind of.
And you're going to connect with me after. I'm going to go to your website, right? Because I'm going to order some boxes for gifts. So I'll do that online. Nikisha, go ahead.
Nikisha Caldwell, and my business is Coco Niche. You can get you some luxury Italian handmade shoes. Go to my website, check it out. You can also go to coconiche.com. If you type it in Google, both sites are going to pop up, but the easy one to remember is coconiche.com, and it has links to my shoe website. On coconiche.com, you can get some of this art. You can check out the artwork on there, and coming soon, you'll be able to purchase some of my clothing from the boutique at the Mall of America off of the website there. And when you support me, you're supporting not only my Black-owned business, but you're supporting all of our sisters in the community. You're supporting my children, our future, because this is, for me, is a platform to step on and continue to grow. And my vision just includes being supportive of my community and helping my community to grow. So it's planting a seed when you're supporting this business and all of our businesses.
Awesome. Brittany, I'll have you close us out. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for your work at the Black Women's Wealth Alliance and for curating and supporting and managing this project, the B Marketplace. But closing words will be yours.
Yes. Well, thank you, ladies. It's amazing supporting all these Black women businesses. I definitely am going to be ordering things from both you, Jessica, and Nikisha, just because I believe in it so much. We're here to the 30th of January. We're in discussion about maybe even expanding this further because we want to make sure that, we give people the opportunity to buy even after our deadline of January 30th. We're at the www.bmarketplace-us.com. Come and visit us. All of the recent videos are on there from all of the interviews and everything, and all of our businesses are on there. So come and please shop with our local Queen Bees. That's what we need from the community.
And I'm going to recommend that we do extend this at least through Black History Month. I think this is so important and it's so rich. And so hopefully, and I'm saying it publicly, I'm speaking it, hoping that it'll be so. So my vote, if there's a vote ever taken, will be that this be at least extended through the entire February as one of the jewels of Black History Month 2022. Well, with that, I want to thank all of you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for those who are listening. We are streaming live on the Insight YouTube page and on our Facebook pages. We're also streaming live in a national platform through the website of the National Newspaper Publishers Association. It's called Black Press USA. So these stories are connecting everywhere, just as your businesses connect everywhere as well. Thank you so much. I'm Al McFarlane. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. McFarlane.
Thank you.